Now, Danny, you bring the sunshine with you, as always.
Thanks so much.
We're talking about crop trousers later on, so that means it has to be summer. They're everywhere at the moment. But before we come to that, because it came up in conversation last week, we thought we might chat a little bit about appropriate and inappropriate workwear when the weather is good. Because I think people sometimes lose the run of themselves in Ireland because we're so starved of a bit of sunshine that we just tend to throw off the clothes and anything goes in the hot weather. So can you give us any sort of rough guidelines without neither of us want to preach to people, but just a rough idea?
No, it's not preaching. I think people want to feel comfortable in the sun, but what they're forgetting is sometimes their comfort zone may not be someone else's comfort zone when it comes to the office. Or again, maybe it can be in college or wherever it is. I won't mention names because people get a bit paranoid. Is he talking about me? We're not talking about any individual person. But again, tops like these, I'll show you what not to wear. Going into an office, a top like this is not.
Yeah, describe that now. It's kind of spaghetti string.
It's spaghetti strap, showing off everything.
Cleavage, bare back.
Cleavage, bare back, all your arm, the whole lot.
A no-no for the office.
That is a no-no for the office, or even if you're teaching or giving a presentation, unless you're doing it on the beach. This is only this is the only thing that is really to keep away from. And a lot of people do. Even they might come along and add a cardigan to it. You're still not showing off anything, even with a cardigan. You are not hiding anything. You're still showing off something you shouldn't be. And again, with a top like this, it's okay if you bend down. You're showing more than what you realise. And it can be the same with short shorts or a short skirt. Always sit down in an item and bend forward, and it'll show what you don't want to be showed. Again,
I'm just looking at Pat Kelly now in Studio One beside me to see if he has shorts on, but he doesn't. He's the long trousers on today.
And
You're all right, Pat.
I was afraid in saying short shorts because they're so in fashion. And I think if you're beyond such an age, unless you're in good nick, particularly with the men, they should be avoided.
Okay, can I just be devil's advocate here now? And I know that for some listeners, they can't see what we're talking about, but I want to zone in on this for a second. What Danny is holding up is what I would call a spaghetti string cami top with a
scoop.
A scoop neck, and it's kind of scooped at the back as well. So you'd be wearing, you'd be showing a lot of your back, your bare back, and right down, we'll say, to the middle of your cleavage if you're...
And you wouldn't actually be wearing a bra with this either, because you'll be showing off your bra strap.
Okay.
Believe it or not, a lot of people, when they wear these, because there is a tie here at the back as well.
Okay, so you're saying definitely not in the office, even with a cardigan or a blazer over it?
Even with a cardigan, I have one here. Yeah, you're still going to show off too much. Because again, it is with the movement and stuff, and a lot of people think, oh, I'll put on my cardigan, I'll put on my blazer. You can still see too much. Even here, don't mind about moving and bending and stuff like that.
It's too naked.
It is too, it is naked.
Okay.
You are naked when it comes down to it. Call it as it is. But even with a blazer, it's still too low down. Would you wear that in here? I don't think you would.
I probably wouldn't, but I'm the wrong one to ask because I'm always frozen. I'd be coming in a fleece in the middle of July.
I hate to say it, I did come in with a hoodie earlier. I know I might look summery here, but it's what goes on behind the scenes. But that wouldn't be acceptable. Even with the cardigan or even with a blazer, it's still showing too much frontage.
Okay, so
sorry.
Frontage, road frontage.
Well, this is
boobage,
you know where I'm getting.
Cleavage.
If you know the Danny speak, what he's really saying behind it all.
So since we spoke about shorts there for a second, is there no circumstances in which shorts are acceptable at work?
No, I don't think there
Unless you're an outdoor worker.
Unless you're an outdoor worker, or the other thing is even if the aircon is broken, it's a forbidden rule. I suppose when I done my management in England, we weren't allowed on to the shop floor without our blazers. We were not allowed to take off our ties at any time, even if it was boiling. I can remember one summer the aircon broke down and it took them about a week to fix it. We still had to wear our jackets. It didn't make no difference. I know they're a bit more relaxed. That sounds like it's Victorian with that attitude.
Were you sweltering?
Oh, sweat? Oh, it was something else. It was actually almost unhealthy. We had to drink more, not drink more, drink.
Drink more water.
But drink
hydrate
more water,
more.
hydrate. It was very unbearable. And I don't think they got the work out of us that they could have, you know. And I know after that, it was long sleeve shirts we had. Oh, you could wear a short sleeve shirt, but you still couldn't take your jacket off when you went onto the shop floor.
That was just Sainsbury's, was
Sainsbury's,
it?
yeah.
Back
and
in the
they
day.
were the leaders at the time. That's going back 35 years. You'd swear it was going back to Victorian times.
Wouldn't it be interesting to know if Sainsbury's are still imposing rules like that?
I actually went back last year and I was shocked to see the uniform they had now. It had gone very casual, and it was so casual, instead of going to the dry cleaners like we did, it was into the washing machine and you could see the actual uniform by certain members of staff was faded. It needed replacing. I thought their standards had hit.
Had hit, yeah. But at the same time, you wouldn't want them to go back to the sweltering suits.
No, not about that. And I think technology now would be, if the aircon did go, would be fixed within a day rather than a week, or waiting for a part and stuff like that.
That was a long week, Danny.
That was, a hell of a long week. And I think there was, I'd say, a bit of sickness came in as well because it became uncomfortable. You know.
But just to stick with the shorts, so even on men, we'll say even the smart shorts that are just above the knee, that
would be a wee bit acceptable if we had weather where it is like it is at the moment. But I would advise to keep it out of an office environment.
What else would you keep out of an office environment?
Lycra.
Okay.
Leggings.
Yeah.
You did ask.
I did.
Again, it would be stuff that was be see-through as well. Sometimes we don't realise something is see-through, but again, I would always have a test for people. Now, this is a lovely top, but always put your hand through to see if you can see actually the flesh of your hand.
Yeah, what Danny's holding up now, listeners, is a patterned, what would you call it, a tunic top, but it's white and blue, but the white bits of it, you could imagine, would be quite see-through.
It is a bit see-through.
Yeah.
Something like this for an office or a professional environment, I would say no to. The other thing as well, I know a lot of people wear white blouses, but remembering to wear the right underwear with it. Like, you wouldn't wear a black bra underneath, but you'd be quite surprised the number of people that do. And I don't know, do they do it on purpose? It's the same as we're talking about trousers. If you're going for linens, make sure that you're not wearing white or a dark colour knickers, because it'll see through the trousers and it isn't very flattering at the best of times. Make sure, even with white, don't go white, go flesh colour, which is like an off-white.
If you're wearing white trousers.
If you're making white trousers.
Yeah. I'm just still going through the no-nos for office wear in the summer, or any time of the year. So lycra, anything, like, what about sports gear, like hoodies?
Hoodies you might get away with if you're cold or whatever.
Football jerseys.
I don't think it would be in an office environment. I don't think it'd be right to wear it, because it's actually, you're meeting other people. It's not, this is what I say, even when I go in and do talks into workplaces, and you'll be quite surprised. It might be to diffuse a situation, but doing it in a softly way. It's okay for yourself to be comfortable, but you've got to make the people around you comfortable as well. So if you're wearing something that they're not comfortable with, it doesn't make a right workplace.
Slogan t-shirts?
No, I would be no, because when it's a workplace, you can offend someone by it, and it depends whether it's an open office where you get visitors in. It just lowers down the tone of the workplace, and it might give the wrong message professionally to people calling in.
Runners?
I would say they're okay, because again, because of COVID, our feet have got very soft and we've got soft with it. It is comfort. But again, yeah, runners are no problem.
Yeah, because you see because I know that there are certain organisations, and I'm trying to think of them, but I think there was some big story in the news a few years ago about some organisation, I can't think what it was, that demanded that its female workers wore heels. And there was war over it.
Yes.
I can't remember what organisation it was. But you see, not all women can wear heels. And like, as you get older and women get feet problems and back problems and posture problems, a lot of women have to wear runners or very flat shoes.
It's like the same thing when it comes to a wedding. People go, have to wear a heel. No, you don't. You have to wear something you can walk in and something you're comfortable in. Because if you're not comfortable, it shows straight away in your face. But again, you might have a fall and you might end up by getting a fracture. Keep it sensible. Go with what suits you in that respect. But again, when it comes down to decency, I don't think you'd be offending anyone with your shoe range. Okay. Unless it's Crocs to a wedding, maybe.
Crocs. Oh, dear God. Don't start me on Crocs. So just to sum up, and I do want to move on to what you can wear in the workplace in the summer and looks good. But just to sum up, nothing too revealing, nothing too see-through or low cut or sort of sexy. Respectful. Nightclub types.
Yeah, nightclub.
Sparkles or glitter.
Well, sparkle you might get away, but as a small bit. Again, we're talking generally. I know someone will come into me in the shop and goes, is that all right to wear to the office? Oh, that's a small bit. That's respectable. It's not see-through. And again, if you're going for a cami, go for a wide cami here. And the other thing I have to hit off before we move off it, these waistcoats are very popular at the moment and a lot of people are tending to wear these into offices. That's perfect. But remember the side sleeve.
This is a sleeveless waistcoat.
Sleeveless waistcoat. It's in the linen, so it is a cooler material breathability. But remember the side may show off the cup of your bra. That's one thing to remember. But that is quite acceptable if you are happy showing your arms. But again, just be careful that here isn't showing too much of your and the cup. Sometimes it can if it's over big.
So somebody wants to know about jeans in the workplace.
Again, nothing torn in the bum or around the knee.
Or ripped jeans.
Or ripped. And I would go for your traditional jean rather than a faded jean. A dark jean would be perfect. I'm giving away some of my secrets here. I went to a black tie event with a very black pair of jeans one time.
And got away with it.
Got away with it. No one knew the difference.
Okay.
Do you know?
We might stay on this for just another small while after the break, because I want to move on to talking about what are good looks for office wear, and also to talk about crop trousers. But I just want to throw this out to the listeners. For anyone listening to us this afternoon who's either at work or maybe retired but was in a workplace, in an office environment for years, were there any particular rules about what you could and couldn't wear in your office or workplace during your working life? Or maybe you're listening to us at work and there are rules. Because I have an idea, Danny was telling us about Sainsbury's back in the day, but I have an idea that rules around what to wear in workplaces have become very, very relaxed, but I could be wrong about that, and it's not necessarily a good thing. 083 300 3300 to give us a shout this afternoon. And I believe Aer Lingus was the company that clamped down on women not wearing heels, saying that women had to wear heels. Okay, we'll take a break. More fashion with Danny after these. Danny, I love this question that has just come in for you. It's from a caller in her early 80s, and she said she went into town earlier today wearing shorts, and she wants to know, is that okay? I'm answering that. Yes, it is, and good for you, caller.
Perfect, yeah.
Good on you.
Yeah, good on you.
When you were in your early 80s, you deserve to wear whatever the hell you want and wear it with style.
Yes, definitely. Totally agree. Yeah, totally agree.
Danny, we better move on to talking about good looks for the office and nice looks for the office that are appropriate.
One you can get for, I presume, with women especially, are the lovely shorts, because these come below the knee, the crop trouser. There's so many different varieties out there. There's so many different colours. This one that I have in my hand is a pull-up, but what's lovely is it looks as if it is a buttoned one. It has the comfort. It has the smartness as well. And for people that might have a big calf, you have the zip to just let it up, so you can let for more comfort. Do you know? The zips
So
are
are crop trousers for people of all shapes?
all shapes, sizes. It doesn't matter whether you're a size 6 or whether you're a size 30, and that would be a big size. It's getting the right shape. It's like getting the right pair of jeans. Get the right fit in a jean, get the right fit in a crop, and they'll keep you going all your life.
Even somebody with short legs.
Short legs, yes, because you can get shorter crop trousers as well. Now, they're harder to get. I've none in at the moment, and I don't think I've seen them anywhere for the shorter, but you can. I know one or two of my customers will actually take them up a bit for the right length, and some people that are short will wear them as short trousers, full length trousers, because they're so short
They're
as
so
well.
short. Okay. So what would you wear with crop trousers if crop trousers are appropriate for the office?
Wear maybe a blouse. Again, you could wear something like this where you do have the V, but it is a modest V. You have the colours, and again, the pattern is brilliant at disguising. Number one, if you've a bit of lumps and
mum
bumps.
tum.
Yeah, yeah. But it's brilliant this way, that way. But it's also, if you have a different colour brown, you can't really see through the print. And again, just go with what we're doing here. We've a khaki trousers, and we're just matching it then with the khaki that's going through the print of the top.
And that would be very appropriate. And actually, that's quite dressy.
That would take you anywhere from a barbecue to the office. It's one of these things that you can get so much use out of. And with this as well, you have your longer sleeve, but you can always turn it up to a longer or shorter sleeve as well. And again, with the button, even though you have one here, there is enough of a neck space here to frame your neck lovely and to create the thing without showing off what you don't want to show off either.
Okay, so that's more appropriate. Show us another appropriate office outfit, Danny,
Another
please.
one, again, would be the likes of this blouse. The reason why I picked it is because it's cotton, so it is breathable, and it'll keep you
cool.
at the right temperature. Yeah, cool. But again, we have a bit of a V-line here. We have a button which you can use, but you'd want to, you're still creating the lovely neck form. You have the shorter sleeve, but you have the detail on the shorter sleeve to make it a bit smarter as well. So again, what everyone does is with this is your blue
blazer.
Just under it. It would be helpful if I opened the button underneath to slip it under. Again, it just shows professionalism, and again, you can wear that all year round if you wished.
Yeah, that's very
in,
smart.
do you know? And again, if you wanted, you could put your white linen, your white cotton cut-offs underneath that as well, but you're still keeping it professional.
Yeah.
And you can wear your runners or a bit of a heel or your court heel with that.
Yeah, that's interesting how you say runners, because, and again, to describe to the listeners who obviously aren't able to see, so you have white cropped trousers, you've a light blue and white striped top with short sleeves that has a lovely ruffle effect.
Yes.
And a navy blazer. But you're saying that runners would be okay to wear with that?
They would. Now, I'm not saying you can go with the white runner, but once they're clean and respectable looking. What do I mean by respectable? That they're not full of mud stains, marks all over the place, and that they're not too garish in their colour. Like, I wouldn't be putting a fluorescent pink underneath those in a runner. I'd keep it lovely and calm. Plus, as well, with the white runner with this, what you'd be doing, you'd be elongating yourself as well. So just be careful when it comes to runners that you're elongating yourself rather than butting yourself at the same time. I've
a lot of questions for you, Danny, that have just come in the last few minutes. Caller says, where can I get cream, black or beige lightweight gilets in size 22? Have you anything like that in
I
stock?
have one light. It's slightly padded at the moment and they're in size 22 in a kind of a sandy, creamy colour.
That'd be okay for the
Yes,
summer.
oh, it would, yes.
Yeah, because I mean, it's warm now, but we all know well that this isn't going to last.
The morning and evenings as well at the moment can be quite chilly the minute the sun goes down. But yeah.
Caller says, should ladies wear tights with dresses to weddings or other social occasions? She says, I say yes.
I would say depending on the legs, depending on the weather. And again, false tan is equally as acceptable.
Yeah. An old bit of Sally Hansen.
Yes, a bit of Sally Hansen. And again, some people will use the tights as a camouflage if they have varicose veins. But again, it might be in this weather a bit too polished at the moment.
Yeah, and then you're wearing them with sandals and tights.
Yes,
and sandals
and they mightn't work out. And the other thing as well with some of the tights, it might give that false kind of a knicker line on some of the fabrics if they're lighter, particularly if they're cotton. It'd be like wearing the wrong knickers with the dress, where the top of the tights will create the same effect, like give you a bit of a tummy and you mightn't have a tummy. Do you know?
A caller asks, mini skirts with dark tights or leggings, is that appropriate for the office?
It depends on how short it is. I wouldn't. They would have to be very, very denier, very thick for them to be acceptable for the office, the tights.
Yeah, and if shorts are very short, or if the mini is very short, very mini.
I wouldn't, yeah.
Yeah. Caller Laura is wondering, is there anyone working as a personal stylist in the Tralee area?
There are a few out there, but I wouldn't recommend anyone that I haven't used myself or have heard a good word of. There are a few out there that have started. I used to do it in the early days. I don't do it anymore because I haven't got the time that when you're building up a business. But there are one or two out there, yes.
Yeah, very good. Danny, we're going to have to go because we're out of time. That went very quickly, but I think it was an interesting discussion. Somebody also rang up to say, I just want to agree with Danny, we shouldn't lose our sense of decorum and our values when it comes to clothes. But I think nowadays, whether you agree with it or not, that there's kind of an anything goes policy in the workplace.
There is, but I'm all the time preaching about it. It's respect. For others around you and yourself as well.
Yeah, this is
in later years you mightn't agree.
Okay, now we've a lot of comments coming in about a variety of different topics we touched on earlier in the show, so we will go through those, but we'll say goodbye to Danny for now. And of course, this is all being filmed, so it will be up on our social media in the coming days, so be sure to keep a lookout. And you'll find Danny at Anbury's here in Tralee in the town centre, and he'll be back with us all going well next month. Thank you, Danny. We'll take a break. Lots more to come on Thursday's Talk About.